Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But yo, apparently Toronto has become Gotham. They're still looking for face tap fugitives out here.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. That they're like, we're looking for this individual, and I see the face tats. I'm like, ooh, y'all better find him.
Yeah, but
I saw that picture. I said, ooh, y'all better find him. That guy does not look like a person.
like, how that person not caught yet? Like,
I don't know. And the funny thing is, he made a TikTok about it. Like him looking at the video, looking at the things.
So they couldn't figure, you know what?
I don't know what he did.
using the location. On
Yeah,
the phone.
I was about to be like, do we not have the technology for this? Like,
Yeah, but maybe he's not in that location anymore. It's not like he's gonna keep that phone if you're still. Maybe, I don't know. He's probably like, "Come find me now."
No, you're not fine, me no.
But and then I remember they were saying, "Oh, you can't call 911. It's been like off for like three. Allegedly, it's been off for like 3 hours."
few, yeah.
Like major delays. So
I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
if you're listening to something happening to your neighbors, I'm not saying to handle it yourself. Just pray about it.
Yo,
Pray about while calling them because
I
you're
don't
gonna
know
be
what that's
waiting.
gonna
Like,
be like. Like calling 911, looking for help. All right, I'm gonna call 911. Yo, what?
like
Sorry.
no, like that's
911 is currently going through something.
Like,
Please locate your nearest police station or firefighter for in case of emergency.
I'm like what?
yo, sometimes I used to hate calling like automated phones because the French part start first. So it's just
You're like wait.
welcome to them. And I'm like, yo, dog, I have to go through the whole French. Why don't you just ask me, is it English or French from the start?
Like,
That's funny.
nah, man, that's crazy.
And
So,
sometimes-
so you're calling 911 and they're just like, if you like to be
I don't
put in
know
a
how-
queue,
I don't know how
Right?
the-
All
we will
operators
call
are
you
currently busy.
back
Busy, like,
by
what-
press. I don't know how. I don't know what that is, but I don't think that's okay.
But imagine actually calling 911 and they're just like, all operators are currently busy.
With
Eh,
other emergencies,
Right? In need of emergency, contact 911. I would
like,
lose my
what?
ish.
it's like, yo, I just saw a hit and run. Like, where's the?
I mean, there's been a lot of accidents as of lately,
And the
and
funny
they've
thing is-
been,
It's true.
yeah,
And the thing about a certain accident, they don't come.
yeah, they've been on the highway just obstructing. Yeah,
Wait, hold.
Some cops are not allowed to come to some accident
Yeah.
unless it's like a serious like injury. Yes, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to just hug that. Go report
Wait,
it.
you just have to hug
Not
that.
hug it, but
No, I know what you're saying, but
report
like,
yeah. I mean, in the past like week, I think there's been at least.
that's what I'm trying to explain in my head. Yo, you're gonna have
few
to hug that. Your cop just be
I
like,
don't know, man.
nah, that accident's a little. Nah, I'm not coming still.
Yeah, coming
You're
down.
gonna have to hug that
410.
Wait, you're in an accident. You're calling me. All right, yo, you gotta just report the things.
No, it's true though.
Just real quick.
Like
Yo.
Saturday was crazy. I was on the road all day Saturday,
Your accidents.
and it was a lot of accidents. Like 410 going northbound had an accident around 7 p.m. No, earlier.
There's one on the Gardner on my way down. There's
Yeah.
one on the Gardner. I'm like Gardner and Spadina because I always get off at Gardner and Spadina,
Right.
and they always have to hit there. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, something at that point I would start to think there's something wrong with that intersection.
But then if I complain to city council, how long are they gonna take to fix it?
Remember, they wanted to lock down one of the highways for 4 years.
Really?
I don't know which one it was.
Didn't they want to close the Gardner apparently?
Yeah, that was the one
Yeah.
for 3 years. For 3. Listen to me. If it's one of those things that they modify to a way where, like, traffic free, I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. But that is gonna be some rough times those times.
During
Because
it
now you got to take Lakeshore,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Lakeshore's not fun too.
and front, yeah. It's a single lane.
Lakeshore, I had to take Lakeshore. What I remember when I used to go to Lakeshore in the morning, and it wasn't too bad because I knew where I was going. But I remember the one time I went when it was the X. I'm like,
In traffic.
that left turn lane. And yo, I don't have an issue with you, Lakeshore.
Wow. Okay.
Why, when I'm going west, that you decide to flash your lights and close the Gardner? Stop that, man! It's 3:30 in the day. 3:30 rush hour. I want to catch the gardener. I don't want to take Lakeshore and go all the way up to find another gardener. Open the gate. Don't flash me, yo. I'm in the lane. Like, yes, I'm in the lane. All I have to do is take this lane, the second to the right lane, and it's taking me straight to Gardner. That's what my GPS says. And then I see the flashing lights. The exit the garden is closed. Why? Why? You know we have traffic there. Get me on the garden the right way, man. Please. Please. Thank you. Like, you don't have to close the garden. Why are you closing it? Because it's rush hour? By causing more delays?
Then tell me how that makes sense.
How does that make sense? How?
I mean, is that a place where usually accidents happen though?
I don't know, but I don't think it'd be an accident if you're just going down. Because you have it open at night. You have it open when it's a Leafs game at the end of the night when everybody's trying to leave. But a rush hour when people just have a con, people working, paying, and you taking taxes, you want to close the gate and flash caution lights? Open the gate! I appreciate it. Like you guys do at Spadina. Now you guys are doing better things. Like I see the police officers, you know, certain places at the Gardner. Like I think it's Bay or whatever. There's police officers that like, you know, I think they're running the lights.
They're running the lights.
Man, they're like, yeah, come through. And everybody's like, yay, everybody's going to the Gardner, yeah. Because, you know, sometimes when it's like too much people trying to enter the Gardner, it's bound to have an accident or whatever. But now you have the cop like, you know,
Going through
running a signal, stop. And then even when it's like not that much traffic, he'll still like, yo, come through. It's like, yeah.
Wait, so they told the cop to be there? Like
I don't know if it's like they told the cop to be there,
or like
but the cop is there, and I'm happy. God bless you police officers.
Imagine.
You know what I mean? Because it makes life easier. Because it's like, yo.
They probably understand the flow of traffic altogether.
Right.
That's the reason.
Compared to a computer?
Yeah.
You don't say.
And then now you guys want to shut off that gate. You want to shut the gate. You want to shut the Lakeshore gate. What's the difference between Gardner and Lakeshore? They're all trying to head west. What are you doing?
Yeah, true, yeah.
Open the gate.
If you want to hit Mississauga, you can just go there and then, yeah.
Yo, bro, like, what are you trying to stop traffic or make a... Is it traffic you want? I remember when they said they tried to make, what is it, Gardner a pay toll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you? Is that where you're starting? Is that what it is? But yo, even like, I swear the Easy Pass in the States.
In the States,
They're
yeah.
in an investigation.
They're in the, wait, really?
They're investigation, allegedly. They're under investigation.
For what?
Telling people that everybody needs the Easy Pass and they're not like doing some things or something like that. That's like 407 on investigation.
Right.
Because the
And
thing,
407 is not everywhere anyway.
that's just the thing.
This
Like,
is true.
I know for our listeners in the States, Easy Pass, the last I heard about that, like, they have the card thing now, right?
I remember just going, I didn't even know I was on the Easy Pass one time. And then I think I went on the toll road.
Right.
And then I just got the letter in the mail, like, oh, you're on the toll road, New York, New Jersey, $10.
Wow.
No,
US. And I'm just like,
because they snap your plate if you don't pay. They're like, oh, you didn't pay? All right.
it's like 407. They snap your plate too. And you have to make sure you have that transponder when you go on. Beep, 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 you hear transponder. If you don't have that transponder, you're paying for like a toll fee, no transponder fee. Why are you driving my 407 fee without a transponder fee? Who do you think you are fee? Rush hour fee.
The who do you think you are fee? That's funny.
Just because it's Canadian tax fee.
And amenities, because like a lot of people don't know on 407, they feel like, I'm probably spilling the beans, but they feel like have a flat tire,
Yeah.
run out of gas. You just call them and they do it for you.
They'll do it.
Oh.
That's how I had a flat tire on the 407. Waiting for I called CAA, sleeping, and then I thought it was a person like, oh no, you have a flat tire, you have somebody coming? I'm like, yeah. I was like, well, next time, call 407 and, you know, they'll just do it for you. Just tell them where you are.
You're like, oh, okay.
I'm like, well, that's what I'm paying for on the toll road. That makes sense.
That makes sense, right? I mean, okay.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, why not? If you're paying for a toll route, at least have some amenities. Somewhat.
Now paying, in terms of paying, right? The video that I put in the chat, people are paying to be on the subway, right? Like because that's how you get in, or you hop the turnstile, whatever. Do you? But
Split your tokens.
or split
your
the
tickets.
token.
Tickets. Do they still have tickets?
No, that's they have to they have to stop that.
They've changed it now. It's more like it's like a Presto card, paper ticket, but it has like a little magnetism thing or a slider, so it reads your actual stuff. But it's paper.
But you can pay on debit now.
And credit card, yeah.
Yeah.
Me not trust that.
A lot of people don't.
I highly recommend guys don't tap your card on it.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Do not.
Because you might get a double or triple tap.
No, they'll actually go through your history.
What?
Payment.
Your pay history payment, yeah.
What do you mean your payment history?
So if they say you're like, oh, you claim that you paid for whatever the case is and you tapped your card, they'll be like, okay, pull it up.
No, boom.
I mean,
and then what did they do
they
with
will
the
know where your transaction was
Right.
and what station.
but
where.
I mean,
what are they doing with the
what
information?
But I mean, yeah. I see. Okay.
But with a card, a Presto card, they can't read it.
But they
then
can
if
still know where you went.
yeah,
If
but
they
they can't.
If you walk into a fare inspector, yes,
Yeah,
they can see where. But other than that, that's.
but they can't do it.
But I mean, they can use it for informational purposes. How much people do we need to add more trains? Do we need to like some some technology is okay,
Yeah.
I believe, if they know it.
But in the hands of the TTC, though.
I mean,
All I want to do is get from A to B, man.
Without-
Why do you care?
That's
if
really
if it's still a fixed rate, that's fine. If they start adjusting the rates to like distances, that's when everybody should get mad and start.
no.
That's when you can start hopping turnstiles and start getting mad.
Oh no.
But until then,
mean,
I
at this
think you
point.
should be okay with like
At this rate, might as well.
at least if they see the information and they can bring it up and say, "Oh, rush hour times they need to add more buses or add more streetcars."
Right.
Or if they do something like that where it makes sense for the logistics,
32,
that's fine. You know what I mean? But like if
47.
if it's just to scan people and see where they've been and all that stuff, that's a bit much.
That's too much. Now, I brought up money for a reason because why is it you're paying money to get on your subway, right? And over the announcement you hear, everybody get off the train. There's a bomb in the middle. Did you guys see that clip?
Wait, what?
I still need to see this clip, but I saw part of it. But I saw the little scuffle of everyone like
Yeah. So, like Z, like I watched it.
like
So like Z saying, like I watched it without sound first. I couldn't tell what was going on.
yeah.
So I pressed the volume, and then you hear over the announcement, everybody get off the train. There's a bomb in the middle of the subway cart. Everybody get off the train right now. And then people
So
are going,
what
people
was
are like,
that? Yeah, like-
people are just robot.
But you know
shuffling.
what?
But most people were just sitting back,
that
just like,
fake?
Yeah. But I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked.
I
And
don't
you want to know why?
why?
Because there's so many situations. Like just the other day, I was at the mall, and the fire alarms were going off, and people were still working out. And I'm like, I'm one of those people. I learned in school when you see the lights going on and you hear you
bell,
get out,
you go
you
outside.
evacuate,
You leave, yeah.
because there may be a fire. So I'm starting to get ready, but you're looking at everybody else and they're just still on the whatever elliptical, whatever it is.
Headphones on, but they saw the lights flash.
But the lights are flashing.
Right.
So I start walking, and then the lady, probably 15 minutes after, who's tending at the gym, she's
Right.
like, "Oh, you guys actually have to evacuate." I said, I would be burned up right now.
No, but like, yeah, like,
But in case of a bomb, how many people are actually do have bomb training, in a sense of what do you do in case of a bomb?
well, today's Sunday, and I guess because of that clip, starting Monday, there will be bomb training.
No, I think they have bomb training. They should have.
But
had
the
it,
public,
like,
does the public naturally get bomb training though?
Unfortunately, no.
what?
Like I said, I told you guys before, like when I was in the States, like one of the many days, they had to evacuate a whole mall because they're like, someone's like, I'm gonna blow this up, and if you don't get it. And so we're just waiting outside. Police come in, firefighters come in.
I would have left
Bomb
the
squad
vicinity
comes
all
in.
of
Did that during midterms.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, they do the midterms
Well,
too.
no class today, no midterms today because someone had pulled the fire drill, bomb threat, something like that.
I don't know, like
But I don't know if I would be like,
Toronto, Gotham.
that's a little bit much for me that I'm on the train And the man said, "All right, everybody, get off the plane, get off the train. There's a bomb in the middle of the train." Now you're thinking to yourself, where am I?
Where am I in the train?
In the train. And then next stop, Northwest Station. You're like,
Do I get out of the train?
and then you're gonna see people walk towards the door. You're like,
No!
like what? The man just stared at you through the door, like through the glass. Like they don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh my gosh! It would be a stampede coming out of the door.
Like someone is getting A-Town stomped.
Yeah.
No,
But it won't be from the middle.
It'll
It'll just be the sides.
It's just gonna be a fight from the doors.
Like,
Imagine trying to push through. Harlem shaking. It's Harlem shaking to the door because one guy's to go to work, one guy's trying to survive, and we don't know what type of system. That's a different type of war. I'm late. I'm not. I'm trying to get out.
I'm trying to live.
I'm trying to live right now. Oh man, this city, like,
I just don't understand. It's such a rough situation.
is this city decaying before our eyes? That's a question.
I don't think it is. I just feel like they're trying to get us back into the rapture of fear again.
Well, okay,
Well, that's an interesting.
that's a
I think it's just weird to like. It's just weird. Like you're there, and then chaos is happening, and it's arriving at St. George Station.
you're just sitting there like,
You're just like,
wait, they said the bomb. Is that? Because I think someone walked into the train booth and they and grabbed the.
that should not be able to happen. They should
That's
have
what I'm
like a
saying.
code that someone can
Go in
no one
there.
should be able to pick up the phone and be like, "Hello, hey,
Hi.
Remember the whole
the whole intercom."
Yeah.
whole intercom system, right? Whoever that let that happen, they're not.
But this is the thing.
They're gonna be called in Monday in the office and be like, "Yo, you need to
That is such a
leave." Stuff.
weird thing to do. Like, I never thought to myself, I'm gonna open the sliding door on the old TTC train. So for someone to literally say, I'm gonna open it, slide it behind me, go through and use the thing, you are a crazy individual. Or
I say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Now, mind you, now the trains are just open, right? So they're just gonna walk from one side to the other side where the conductor is.
I still don't know if that was the right move. The whole open train thing. Nah, if I gotta matrix slide, I gotta open the door, close
Listen,
it, hold the door.
I remember,
Honestly, that's always the
I
thing.
I remember. I think I saw a clip this week
Like-
of like some woman. I don't know if something was wrong. I think something was wrong, and she's like in front of the train, and the train is coming.
Oh yeah.
And then
But it
some
stops.
Someone tried to pull her, and she turned around and tried to chase after the man. The man said, "Ah!" Like the man said, the man, because he tried to go after the man, but it's like a zombie. Like, and then the man,
Train
you
did
know,
stop though.
you know the intercom person that has this little slide door.
Right.
Yeah, she tried to reach into it.
Yeah, big idiot. Yeah, can you imagine this is the man just? Can you imagine just getting cussed off as the TTC couldn't? Yo, come on, find it. Come over too close to that train. I don't know, man.
But it kept moving after they pulled her back. So
I even seen in New York, I think the man was watching, and then these kids, man, they were waiting for him to get by and just blow as his head top as it's going. You always get
wow.
hot fly off.
Wow.
Yo. Whoa, that is wild.
Yo,
That is wild.
some of y'all kids out there, man, yo,
Yo, these kids are evil now.
ruthless, man.
I don't know if it's a lack of like love,
Outlets,
outlets.
like,
They have all this energy to do evil things.
like,
Getting sturdy, and now they just want to do crazy stuff. And, like, I never thought of like,
I mean, if you're there
Tear gas.
leaning,
Never
you're
mind.
leaning over a little too far. You know that smack off the hat, and the train comes right at the same time. Will teach you a lesson.
but
You shouldn't be leaning that close, and nor should you be at the edge like that.
wow.
There's a yellow.
Wow.
There's a yellow banner there for a reason.
I never thought to mace a bus where everybody's on the bus. Like, I never thought that would be a smart
Macing
idea.
a bus.
Like macing someone on a bus and like letting it loose on the bus. Like you held the trigger down.
Yo, I'm not
for
laughing,
more than
guys.
5 seconds.
I'm not laughing. Hold on.
Like you're fighting somebody.
Yo.
Like you want a problem and you decide to mace the bus and people that are in the crossfire. Ah! Like that's not okay.
Why were they doing that?
I don't know why they were doing
Bear mace?
it. Bear mace.
Like I said, mace is so strong that
It is.
remember a bus is only you can only go so far. So
Yeah.
once that's fired off once, everyone has to come off.
Yeah.
Because growing up, quick story time. One time in high school, I think I told you guys like all the time. Someone during exams put bear mace in the ventilation system,
Wow.
like a
In the dock.
So what happened is people are doing the exams and they're going, and eventually like, oh okay, everyone get up.
I'm gonna
I
get now.
might think it's like a gas thing.
We
Like,
have to be outside.
Yeah.
I said Firefox. Firefighters are coming in. They have to clear it out, and then as we were going back inside, they're like, yeah, someone was spraying bear mace in the ventilation.
that's crazy.
They're trying to look for that.
For what reasons?
I remember there was
Wait.
fart bombs. There's a lot of fart bombs.
Yeah.
That was a big thing.
And back in the day.
Back in the back in the day, I remember
Firecracker and just
some of these.
It does-
I remember like I guess fights used to go down in the washroom, so they just took out the doors.
Yes.
They just took off the doors because if your wall had a bend in the washroom,
right.
they just took off the doors. They said nope.
Yeah.
We need to hear some fights going down.
We need to hear it. That's funny.
Can you imagine that you're sitting in the stall and the man just busts through the stalls and straight scraps? It's like you're in a vulnerable position. You're just there. Unless you never used them. Like you're just there like, why you fighting now?
Like, what?
Can I wipe my butt first? Like, dang.
Like,
Yo, bust through the stall. Yo, that is madness.
no, I think overall though, like, I think we're the last generation of like bad kids per se.
No.
Like I think it's going around or going down slightly.
These kids are moving different.
It's just different, yeah.
They're bringing guns to school.
But that been happening though.
Yeah.
It's sadly that been happening, right?
Like Yorkdale, now they have like the metal detector heat sensors.
Whoa! Now you're putting me onto something.
You didn't see that?
Yeah,
they have the
they-
heat
they
sensors.
have
Is
the
that-
heat
Now they have
sensors
heat
now.
sensors.
Is that
It rings off
recent?
If you have a
Yeah,
gun,
they
yeah.
installed it, yeah.
Wow.
They
I
can
thought
tell
they
if
would
you
have
have
done that years ago when the security guy got shot. Like what was it, a while back? Years ago, you remember?
But maybe it was technology. They didn't have the technology then.
Oh.
I guess.
Shout out to Yorkdale. I mean,
We need to put that everywhere. Put that everywhere. I want to be safe when I shop.
because
But
anytime.
then
Everywhere.
that's gonna be crazy when you're just walking in the mall, and then all of a sudden you see somebody getting like swarmed by like
Yo.
security or whatever.
Police.
Yeah, and
But
it's
I mean,
because we
If it's
assume-
because that person has a firearm,
Yeah.
I am okay with that. Like,
you're just walking your merry way, and then all of a sudden, get down, get down.
can you imagine just these mans? They're not trying to. They're gonna clothesline you. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
They-
not security, police.
The police
Yeah.
are, yeah.
Get out of the ground right now.
But then that also means are there police now stationed at Yorkdale?
I haven't seen one yet.
I've
Yeah.
seen.
Like,
I don't know if they're in Yorkdale just chilling, but I've seen like
like an undie. Yeah.
police. Yeah, they probably have.
They probably no. Yorkdale has probably undies. So in Toronto, like Yorkdale is considered like the top.
It's like the North York.
I don't think so.
Mall.
I'm thinking Eaton Center.
Is the
I
top
say yeah,
one?
one in like
I don't think Yorkdale was. I remember Yorkdale was. I feel like Yorkdale looks like they have more expensive things ever since they took out like urban behavior.
right, yeah.
Like there's more more expensive stuff, but
And
now
their expansion.
They're like
and expansion.
I guess
right?
no, they're trying to treat it as like a world class.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
Anytime you go through like certain state, like the station part, this is a very Toronto topic. For enjoy the lore, but when you're going through that subway part, you'll see like the glass windows where all the security people are.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you see the whole screen and the people just looking. Just
it has to be. You don't when I
Right?
yeah, I worked there before, and you had to like document yourself like nights and days because people still try to get in there at nighttime. You know.
Yeah.
and try to hide in the store. Just
I remember
Because it's,
Yeah.
it's not closed until like what, 10?
10.
Yeah.
10,
Yeah.
depending.
Because of movie theaters, and then they'll actually
And then
cut
some
off.
people because they want to start one way and get to the station because they block it off. You have to get to the station. So I remember like days when I used to go to like what is it? Go as soon as you get off of Yorkdale, go down the stairs, and for some reason I always hear somebody on the keyboard. There's always someone playing on the keyboard.
Yeah.
It's always on the left side. It's like, and then, you know, then now that's how you know you're going into Yorkdale. Washroom on the left, the newspaper station, then the security, then
The tunnel.
Tim Hortons.
Go station, then Tim Horton, and then
The source.
The source. HMV used to be there too.
Yo, that's a wow.
That's what I remember.
You guys remember HMV?
Gene
Wow.
Machine.
That's way back, yo.
That's when people just went to Yorkdale just cause to go to Yorkdale. I guess that was a West End thing.
I think.
I don't know, but
North York.
I don't know, man.